Fakira means thinker in Urdu. It stands for the thought that goes into making each experience a memorable one. FAKIRA Events was founded in 2017 by Miss Mehvish Ali. Driven by a fascination with constructing and curating experiences, Mehvish Ali thought of this brilliant concept at a young age of 20, and her academic rooting in finance and event management sealed the deal. An event manager, a dancer, a chef, and a skater, she is the epitome of an efficient multitasker. It's my pleasure to welcome you, ma'am. How are you doing today?
Thank you so much, Gayathri, for that introduction. I'm doing great. Hope you're doing well too.
Yes, ma'am, I am. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, to start off the discussion on a lighter note, could you tell us a little bit about your journey so far?
Okay, to start with, I have always been interested in organizing events and parties, but I never thought that I would be doing it professionally and making money out of it, of course. So when I started off, I think I was in my final year, graduation from Christ University. And Christ University had given me enough courage and confidence to make this happen. Of course, I give a lot of credit to the college, to my university. And that is how I started. I remember that I just created a page on a social media platform. And as soon as my friends and by word of mouth, it started growing and I started doing multiple events. Yeah, that's how initially it started.
And where is FAKIRA Events heading right now?
Currently, I think we started in 2016, 2017 when I started. So I've covered almost pan-India. I've worked in multiple cities and I worked internationally as well. So the plan is to make it global and we are heading towards it. Yeah.
Okay. So, ma'am, emerging from the commerce field, what made you switch to event management? And what advice would you give to students who are reluctant to switch careers?
Yeah. So, Gayathri, I would like to tell you some more about my background. Like I belong to a very small town where there are not much opportunities. So back then I was only aware of either if I've taken commerce, could be BCom honors or economic honors, or I could go for, civil services exam. That was what I was aware about. And when I started studying and exploring from my course, which I took in Christ University, which was BCom honors. Of course, we are taught about business, we are taught about marketing, planning, direction, everything, over there. But I tried to put my learning in commerce to my startup. When you have a startup, of course, you have to do everything on your own because you're struggling with funds, capital, you have a lot of ideas, but probably you don't have money. So, of course, that helped me, make my startup work. Switching career was, of course, very challenging because when you are doing a different job and your friends and the people around you are doing differently, and probably, they're earning more at that point of time because they went mainstream and you're trying to do something else, trying to follow your passion or your interest, or you're trying to make career out of your hobbies. So that was a pretty challenging task. But yes, if you don't give up, if you keep trying, hustling, keep motivating yourself every day when you wake up, you make it. Yep.
Okay, so I'm considering the trajectory of your life that you just mentioned so far. What are the
Yep.
major challenges you faced?
While organizing events?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so when I started, I was in Bangalore and I belong to a North Indian state. So language was a barrier over there because I wasn't aware of South Indian language, and that was a little bit of variable, of course, understanding. And if we have to work, if the industry and they want to work together, they help each other. So that was one challenge that I faced, was the language barrier over there. And of course, I started very young, so to rely on somebody who is young and who looks very young, People could doubt their caliber. People could be like, if she would be able to do it or not. But of course, like, you cannot deny the fact that being a girl or being a woman, sometimes people doubt you if you would be able to stand for 24/7 on your feet and create an event or create a good design or a set, because it takes a lot of physical strength as well to do it. It's just not about, sitting and doing a desk job. Yeah, that was few challenging things in my life, right?
Okay. And how supportive was your family in helping you overcome these challenges?
Initially, my family couldn't really understand the idea of what I was doing, because my father is in the police and my mother is a financial advisor. So me coming from a background who is into a different field to understand something like event management, and now it's booming. Back then, if you see 5, 6 years down the line, people weren't that much aware of, even if there's a course to this, even, if you can choose it as a career. So yes, but of course, my family was very, very supportive. My brother, my sister, they have been the pillar, and yes, they have supported me, and they have been like, yes, go for it, why not?
Okay. So, ma'am, I've been catching up with you off late. So, amidst the busy wedding season and New Year celebrations, of course, I would love to
Yeah.
know how an ideal free day would look like to you. What do you
Um,
do in your free time and what energizes you?
See, I think I love to travel. So whenever I get time, like whenever, I am one explorer, I feel. So whenever I get time, I try to travel. I try to dance, and I try to socialize with my close ones. Because when you're working, and you know how busy the season becomes, you have back-to-back weddings, you have work, and I know how I've been, trying to do this meeting with you, interview with you, but because of the weddings, I wasn't able to. It becomes a little hectic that time. So whenever I get time, I try to be with my people and try to have fun with myself. Yeah.
So, apart from event management, is there something else that you're very deeply passionate about?
Yeah. So I'm also working on my cloud kitchen, which is called as Fakira's Kitchen. And I have been part of the film industry, Bollywood industry, and I've been creating sets for a few web series. I'm learning and I'm trying to explore that sector too, so that because there are a lot of similarities when it comes to art. It's, of course, it's subjective, but it can be used in different fields like uh, films or events or different weddings, corporate events. Depends. So I'm trying to explore in that aspect as well.
Okay. Okay. So, ma'am, delving a little into event management exclusively. So, as soon as an event is finalized, could you run us through different stages involved in how you kickstart the event?
Hmm. Okay. So as soon as the wedding is finalized is when the wedding is finalized, before that, pre-finalization, there goes a lot of things. For that matter, the client has to have faith in you, the kind of designs you're selling it to them. You have to show them the designs, the ideation you have, that you're going to pull off that wedding, be it a small scale wedding or be it a large scale wedding, whichever wedding it is, whichever scale the wedding is for. After once it's finalized that, okay, you are the wedding planner or you are the event management company who is going to execute and plan the entire wedding, we start off with designing. We start off with venue. We have to check the color palette. We have to keep in consideration the taste of the client. Some people, India has extravagant weddings. So some people are who wants to do a lot of shosha. Some people want a very elegant wedding. Like, we can use pastel colors, but someone wants vibrant colors. So a lot of designing takes place here. Once all that is finalized with the client on it, like, we sit one on one, and then we have multiple changes, because it's a wedding. It takes a lot of family members to decide what one setup or one backdrop could look like. We have to take everybody into consideration. I've been very patient with the process. And then, of course, there is vendor management, there is artist management, there comes hospitality, there comes logistics. That we have to plan and take care when the wedding is happening on the day of the wedding. Yeah.
Okay, so the team that you just mentioned. So while working in a team, conflicts and disagreements are inevitably going to occur, right? So how do you respond to a conflict?
Yeah. Guys, your voice is breaking.
Okay, ma'am, let me come again. So
Yeah.
while working in a team, conflicts
Yeah.
and disagreements are inevitably going to occur. So
Yeah.
how do you respond to a conflict?
See, of course, when we are working with a team, everybody has different ideations, and it cannot be like, like if I have some idea, probably if I'm heading the team, if I am the founder, I could be like, I can have the best idea, but that's not true. There are people and there are young minds who have better ideas, and there could be a conflict that why maybe a young person or an intern is giving me this idea, and why didn't it come across? But if you don't have that mindset, you should not. That is not the kind of mindset you should have, that we judge young people. Because I know that when I was younger, of course, I had a lot of ideas, and I have now too. We have to keep it.
Ma'am, you're not audible.
Yeah. Yeah. Where was I? Are you going to repeat the question?
Okay, so when you're working in a team, conflicts and disagreements are inevitably going to occur. So how do you respond to a conflict?
Okay, so whenever I've seen conflicts in my team, of course, it cannot be a straight line. There are circles and a lot of issues that occur, in a team, because not everybody can be on the same page, and that is how you have to deal with it, and then only it becomes you become a great team leader. So you have to take everything into consideration, be it a small idea also, like if somebody, probably if we are working together and you tell me that, ma'am, this could be better this way, I should look at it and not be like, okay, just shut up, I know more than you. No, that attitude is not that I appreciate. So yes, whenever it has happened, I've always tried to take everything into consideration and make the best results out of it, because art is subjective, as I say. Everybody, not everybody would like my design, and not everybody would dislike my design, you know. But if everybody has an idea, why not put it together and have a great work? Yep.
Okay. Okay. And say some things go wrong. So how do you keep yourself motivated when something is going wrong?
Okay. So initially, when I started, there were a gazillion of things probably which were not correct, which were not done rightly, because when I started, there was nobody to guide me through. Of course, there were times when I had a lot of crisis management, and I have worked in very less budget. So I have trained myself in a way that if we have problems, if we have blunders, anything can happen. We should not, first of all, show it to the client that there is a blunder, but we should correct it in a way that it comes out in a neat and in a beautiful manner. So panicking is it's not going to take you anywhere. You don't have to panic. We can always fix it. We have to be very street smart when we are organizing events, for sure.
Okay. So, how do you measure the success of an event?
See, for me, if the client is satisfied, the event is successful, because they are the ones who are hiring us. They are the ones who trust us. And if they are not happy, then even if you have done a very brilliant job, doesn't keep you going, keep you happy, keep your, it takes a lot. It takes a village to organize a wedding. And when the client is appreciating and acknowledging your work, is when you feel that it paid off. Yep.
Okay. So, my last question to you would be, what advice would you give to college students who are aspiring a career in event management?
Go for it. It has a lot of scope. Yes. I believe that if you believe in something, you should be consistent with it. there are a lot of times when you plan to do something and you get diverted. You know, I come from a BCom background, BCom honors, but I'm pursuing event management, and not just that. There are multiple other things that I've been doing. So if you want to do it, just go for it. And you have to believe in yourself, even if the world is not. Even if your close ones, your family, your friends, they're not. You have to believe in yourself and find ways. Everybody's journey is different. Not everybody can, if you have to reach a point, you cannot read just books and how that one person became a billionaire. Let's do those same things. No, everybody has a different journey. Yeah, follow it, make it. Yep.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. It was a great pleasure interacting with you. Thank you.
Most welcome, Gayathri.